Welcome to Learning Unit number 4. This learning unit is when we really get going on our health promotion projects. So, seeing that that's the case, I want to go back in our assignment tab, under our assignment tab, and look at what your final group work is going to be. And first of all, your presentation is going to be this. And I'm going to just open the document so that you can see it. So during week 13, you are going to actually do a group presentation. Now, obviously, this is an online program or an online course. Excuse me, it's not an online program, but it's an online course. So therefore, you're going to be doing this with your group, and you're going to be planning and working on this all the way through the semester. It will not come up as a surprise, but you're going to be doing this by using ScreenPal video presentation software. So we'll talk more about that as we get closer, but again, this is your work throughout the semester towards a sustainable health promotion program. So each of you have already signed up for a specific group that addresses one priority health concern, and you're going to present what you've learned and worked on via this ScreenPal video presentation. And so by the last day of learning unit number 13 is when one of your members of your group is going to upload the link. That's why the requirement will be a ScreenPal video use, because that allows us there's full directions for use, plus it allows us to use links. So, and your work is going to be graded and your presentation is going to be made by the work you've done. I've said that I think already 3 or 4 times. So in unit number 4, you're doing your first topic. That's going to be part of your presentation. Then you have topic 2, 3, 4, 5 that you're going to include within this presentation. In learning unit number 5 or 6, I'm going to talk about this more in a minute, you've had a meeting with me so that I can answer questions and provide you with more information. So when you go to do your group presentation, you're going to work together and you're going to talk about your goals. Well, that is topic number 1. Rationale, what's the data and the evidence for your health promotion program? How are you planning to implement it? Now, this is not a program that we are going to implement. It is not a program that we are going to implement. It's one we are planning, and also looking at a course of evaluation. How would we evaluate whether we were successful or not in meeting our outcomes? And that plan is going to be like a timeline, how many meeting sessions, and you can see we're going to be using the precede proceed model throughout. So this is part of our readings today in this learning unit, but we are going to use this throughout the development of this health promotion program. There's going to be outcomes. You're going to give a summary of that. So this is what we're going to be going and heading towards. You can see this document at any point during the course. So now that we've gone through there, we're going back to learning unit number 4. And in order to develop a good and effective health promotion project, we've learned about health behavior models, which is essential. That's really on the individual basis. And now we're looking at how do we develop a health promotion project? How do we plan for that? And again, we must use a model that helps to ensure that the program is going to reach the desired outcomes. We're coming up with the outcomes, but we need to know, use a program or use a model that will help us meet those desired outcomes. So we're going to be using a social ecological model, and that is specifically the precede proceed model. And this model, according to our authors, recognizes that by making the healthy choice the easy choice in the places where people live, work, and learn, people will be more likely to live a healthier life. And that's our goal of health promotion. So you're watching this video. The outcomes for this week are you're going to be able to describe the basic concepts and assumptions of the pre-seed model and why we're going to be using it in this course. And we're going to look at the study of epidemiology and public health because we're going to be using epidemiological data, and that's both experiential and observation data. So you need to have a little foundation. And it really is an excellent video that you're going to be watching to better understand what is epidemiology and how we're going to be using that type of data. So one thing I want you to know is chapter 3 is essential readings. Like it starts off with the first paragraph is a good one. Health promotion programs that initiate and sustain health behavior change don't happen by chance, but they're but as a result of a systematic approach to understanding the factors that influence change in individuals and groups. So you're starting on page 43, which is the first page, and you're only reading through 49. But I want you to read this and digest it and really look at it because on page 44, it tells us that the model that we're going to be using serves to help us and in guiding the development. We're going to be developing a health promotion program. Implementing it, we're going to have a plan for implementation and evaluating a specific health promotion program. That's what we're doing throughout. So this is essential reading. It goes on to talk about the social ecological model on page 44. And I've already read to you a quote from there. And again, we're going from the individual health behavior change model now to how do we care for a population. We really are working with groups of individuals, but we're working with a group. So you're going to hear the term population, group, aggregate. It's group members that have similar issues that we're addressing. But we may be working with individuals, but we're planning a program for a group or a population. And the most useful model in the social ecological model is the pre-seed proceed model. And again, this is a model that helps to guide program design, implementation, and evaluation. So then going through page 49 is where you learn more about the phases of the pre-seed proceed model. So you're going to stop reading at the top of page 49. And then you're just going to come back to page 57, and just make sure you best understand the first 4 key terms. So, and then there's going to be videos and articles, also your discussion board post, and then you're going to now participate with your group members to finalize your group's goals, and you're going to document this by using the collaborative document. I'll talk more in a minute. And then you're going to have one group member email me 2 days or times that your group, all 3 of you, can meet during either September 8th through 12th or September 15th through 19th. Now, those are the weekdays. All team members must be present, and no meeting will be held after September 19th. So it's important. It really is. And it's very helpful. Previous students have really talked about how helpful it is. And it's worth 60 points. We can do that by a Teams meeting online if so needed. I prefer a group meeting in my office, or I could actually come to you guys if it's a little distance away. So again, your readings in the textbook are very specific, 43 to 49, then just page 57. This is an article that you're going to need to read to answer the discussion board question. This is the excellent video on epidemiology. And when you click on here, you're going to see that it is 14 minutes long. So I want you to be ready to sit down and watch for 14 minutes. When you click on your group project for unit number 4, I'm going to show you what will pop up. It's going to be this group project. Now there is no group 5 for this semester. No one signed up for group 5, so that's why I'm using this. So this is one document that's a collaborative document. It's a wiki. You all can write on it and just don't take off anybody else's work. So for collaborative document number 1 or topic number 1, which is this week, determine what your program goals are. Goals are the large statements. What do you hope to accomplish? They're not measurable like outcomes. We will be doing measurable outcomes in the future, but this is just getting you working together. Last week we started with you all signed up for groups in learning unit number 2. Last week you were to review specific links to your group, and then you were going to share your contact information and start exploring topics of interest specific to your groups. So that was last week, and I said this is the week that we start working. So this is the first week we're using a collaborative document. So please note, like you can see, it's very easy to change the font color. Please make sure that you do change that font color based on who you are. So if I'm red, somebody else can be green, somebody else can be blue, okay? And that way I can tell who's doing the writing. And the first collaborative document, give me a key. Say Judy is red, Tanya is green, etc. So you're all going to reply within here, and then you're going to list your name. So maybe you're just going to list your name based with your color, and that way I'll know who's doing what. And then you're going to see that I can give you feedback and will give you feedback, so please go back to that. But this is where you're going to put your information. So you're all replying to determining your program goals. And then remember to select 2 possible days, times that all group members can meet with me. Again, via Teams, in person, which I prefer. And if necessary, if you can't meet during the day, I can do a Monday through Thursday evening time. But please have one group member email me these 2 days and times. So, okay, if I am changing and I'm Tanya and I'm going to answer this question, one of our goals, and that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to save it anywhere because that is part of this collaborative document. So that's how you're going to use it. And one last thing, you're only going to be able to see your group's collaborative document. I only have different people or 3 people in each group. So you can only see yours. You're not going to be overwhelmed with others. And then your discussion board number 4, as you look at that, you're going to, in your post, say which group you're in and you want to explain which a group is, and then discuss how Rothman's causal pi may relate to your health promotion project's population or your group, the group of people you're working with to promote their health, not your individual group members. And by the way, Rothman's causal pi was introduced in the video that you're watching this week, Intro to Epidemiology. And then after reading the team building and nursing care, please share what you will bring to your group team to make it a healthy team. And again, one reply by Sunday, post is due by Friday. So that's learning unit number 4. And I'm looking forward to starting our work together. And it will be exciting because you're not doing this work just for no purpose at all. We're working towards your final presentation, and that's where you're going to share all your team's work and show each other all the work that you've done. And it's an exciting time to do that. But last point, we are not implementing this, we are planning for implementation. There's just not enough time in this one semester to implement. In the future, if your group wants to implement that health promotion project, you absolutely could. So thanks and have a great week.